mostly your stuff today.
But I mean, introduce them as well.
Oh. Oh, fantastic. Hi. Welcome to Fiber by Design with Ohloops. This is episode 18. I'm Sarah Stevens. Also, Sarah Stevens on Ravelry, or Sarah Stevens 11, just about everywhere else.
And I'm Lydia. You can find me as Lydia B on Ravelry, and you can find me as Lydia Knits on Instagram. You can also find us as Ohloops on Ravelry and on Instagram and Twitter and all those places.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. It's been a week since we podcasted last, so we're podcasting earlier than normal.
Yeah, because we forgot things last time.
We always seem to forget things. It's like inevitable. But last podcast episode was truly, I think our title fit it. Oh,
yes.
Scatterbrained. Yeah, we were scatterbrained. It was insane.
Yeah.
But we figured we'd start out with thank yous.
Yes, thank yous. So, first and foremost, thank you to new and returning viewers. If you're new, thanks for checking us out. If you're not new, thanks for hanging out, guys. We are nuts, and you put up with it every week. We also want to say thank you. We have, as of this morning, 511 people in the Rav group.
Which is crazy.
That's exciting.
It's so crazy cool.
Yeah, so we're very excited about that.
Over 500. We were kind of talking, I don't know, the beginning of the summer. We're like, wouldn't it be so cool to, when we hit 500, and then, like, it happened, and then it went past.
Bye.
It's like,
So when we haven't decided what number yet, but when we get to another number, we'll do a fun prize giveaway. We'll figure out what that number's going to be.
Drawing. Yeah, it's probably going to be random, because it's way more fun if it's, like, a random
number.
Yeah.
Just a weird one.
Just a weird one. Everybody has, like, the typical 500 or 1,000 or...
And that's just not our style, clearly.
No. So it's probably going to be like 742 or something. I don't know.
And then I have my actual thing too.
Cool. I do too.
Okay. So, the wonderful Lucy gave Sarah and I the most amazing little gifts. They're from Christ Kitchen, which is a local organization here in Spokane. Mm-hmm. And mine are called Lydia's Lemon Bars. And they're little lemon bars, and they actually have my name on them. And on the back, it has a little passage about me and directions how to make them. I actually really like my passage. It's cute. It says, as Lydia listened with intensity to Paul's message, the Lord gave her a trusting heart, and she believed, which comes from Acts 16:14. So, I like them, and I love the little ribbon.
I know. She did so, it's so cool. She's like, I just stumbled upon them. So, mine's Sarah scones, which I thought was really fitting because we've been making scones a lot lately. Like, that's kind of been a staple in our house, so it's really kind of fun. These are even funner because these are cranberry and white chocolate. Yum. But mine also has a passage, and it says, it's from Genesis 17:16, and it says, I will bless Sarah so she will be the mother of nations. So... Yeah,
very cool.
They're so cool.
They're just the cutest little packages.
This is the neatest business. It's for women in poverty. Like, that's why Christ Kitchen was started here in Spokane. So it has the coolest background story, and it's been around for a while now. It's like 15 years, maybe 16 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Quite a while. And I was lucky enough to meet the gal who started Christ Kitchen years ago, because I was working at a little coffee shop, and my boss started, was meeting with the lady to see if we wanted to host her stuff there, because they didn't have an official building. It was still literally just kind of out of their home. And he said, of course. His name was Bruce, and he was going through cancer and everything anyways. But fantastic people who run this. Fantastic. So, thank you, Lucy.
Yes, thank you.
So cool and special.
I don't get very many things with my name on it because my name's not a very common name. So when I get things, or when I'm given things with my name on it, I always think that's really cool. So thank you.
Yeah,
all
that
gifts.
Was really cool.
I almost don't want to make them because I don't want to take them out of their cute little
packages. I know.
I will so that it doesn't go bad, but I almost don't want to. So.
No, I was thinking that too. Vanessa was, as soon as I brought them home, she's like, "Can I open those? Can we make them?" And I was like, "No, I have to say a formal thank you first, and then we'll talk about it."
Yes.
We'll see. It might.
They might be something for you only. They do have your name on them.
I know.
You can use that excuse now. They have my name
There
on
are
them.
very few things that do have my name on it in our house. Finished fibers. I have none. None.
So I have one finished fiber, but it doesn't have buttons yet because I can't make a management decision about which ones I like better. So I will show it to you though because it's all done and blocked. But the tubularity's done.
I really like it
so
much.
And it's done and blocked, and I almost had to cry last night because I had it on my bed blocking, and somehow my cat got into the room and she saw me come in and she like went to get up and she was like stuck to it, so her claws like, I'm like, don't move! But she didn't do anything to it, so thankfully.
It needs like some really pretty wooden beads.
See, okay, that's what I said too, and I have them. I have different kinds, and I said wooden ones too, but Emma was like, I don't like the wooden ones, but I'll show you. You guys can all help me decide. So, I have these wooden ones, which are actually two-tone. I kind of like the darker better, though. So these.
Oh, that's funny. I was going to say I like the lighter better. Okay.
Or I have these.
I don't like those.
You know, she doesn't like these. See, Emma liked these better. I don't like them as much either. But.
I'm sorry, that was way too instant, wasn't it? I should pause next time.
No, that's good though. I like that reaction because I couldn't decide. Emma really liked these.
See,
and
I don't like
them.
this dark one over here. I like the light down here, and I feel like it fits.
Yeah, but see,
you
put the 3 buttons here, here, and here.
But you button.
But you button it down here.
Right. So
which I like. I like the darker down with the purple too. Like if it were here, totally.
Yeah. Either way, I like the wooden option better.
Okay. So, going with wooden buttons, guys. So, yes. So, whether or not I go with the light colored side or the dark, I will probably be using these. So, but they're not on there yet.
I love this.
I love it too. I'm really, really happy with the way it turned out. And it is super stretchy now that it's been blocked. So,
have you put it over your head?
I did put it over my head, and it fits better than it did before blocking, so.
I kind of want you to, but I know that you have your hair done.
And I have bobby pins in my hair, and it always gets stuck. So, I promise, next time we podcast, guys, I will put it over my head, and I will have buttons on it. So, but it is all finished.
Because look at that. Look at that. It's like this circly bunch of awesome.
Yeah.
It's a technical term.
Circly bunch of awesome. I highly, highly recommend this pattern, you guys. I truly do.
I'm so excited.
And like I said last week, even if you don't have 7 skeins in your stash that are all the same, but you can totally make this. Mine has several different bases, and that you can't tell. You truly can.
I'm super stoked.
Yeah. So it's like I can't wait for it to be cold so I can wear it. It's way too hot for it now.
I'm hoping mine will be done by this fall to wear it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You get to start soon, right?
I'm starting today. Like officially starting today. So that's kind of like a planning fiber, but kind of like a working fiber. Like cool. I haven't cast it on because I can't, but
because I can't. Because I can't.
Yeah, and then the one thing that I was hoping to cast on because you did, and I don't have a needle for it, so
I do it at work today.
I know. So when I go to work, I gotta buy a needle. But yeah. Is that all you finished then?
That's the only thing I finished.
Perfect.
I have a bunch of other things cast on, but nothing finished.
I had in my head like that you had more things. I don't know why.
No. I was hoping to have the Anadera.
Right.
But
it's not. Okay.
I had issues that I'll explain in a little bit. So that's it. That's it. Nothing finished.
Okay. Working fibers. I'm working on this guy. So it was a lot skinnier last time. And I wanted it this size. And I was like, well, it'll block out. And then the more I kept working on it, it was like this skinny. I loved it, but not a lot. I like fatter towels than I do skinny ones.
Me too.
So I ripped it all out. all of it, all that you guys had seen the last time. And I added the extra 8 stitches. So it's like one side here, basically one more column. I like it so much more.
I do too.
So much more. I feel like it is perfect now.
Yeah.
I really love it. So I knit through all the yarn that I had ripped out, and now I'm working on the ball again. I haven't weighed it. I don't know how much it weighs. But maybe I'm halfway through. Maybe not. Almost halfway through. So this pattern is Sugar High by Megan Williams. And it's a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. And it's amazing. So you should totally try it. In fact, I taught a private class yesterday on it because someone saw me working on it and was like, I want to learn how to do this. And so we did a little impromptu private class, and they're on their way to loving it as well. It's written for DK, and I'm using Fable Fibers Biography DK, and I couldn't remember the name last time. I think it's Garden Path. I just love this. I'm so excited. So this is my first working fiber stuff.
Did you say it was DK weight?
It is.
Really?
Isn't that amazing? Huh. It's so soft and smushy.
It is. I just love it. I love all the bright pops of the green that are happening.
And that hot pink, not hot pink, it's like magenta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bright green and the magenta, those are my favorites.
Yep. Very pretty.
So, that's my first one.
Okay. I, in my hands, have cast on to Sarah's Dock of the Bay cowl. Because I fell in love with it when I saw her knitting it, you guys. And then when I got to take pictures of it, I was even more in love with it and had way too much fun taking pictures of it. I just need to make that. So I dyed up 5 skeins of yarn, and I actually have enough that I will be making 2 of them. So, but I've cast on. I'm doing this. This is the sea salt, which is white there. And then my other colors are... I'm doing Tropical Waters next, and then after that I will have Pebbles, and then I will have Ocean, and the Big Blue. So,
It's like Nemo.
I know, right? That's what it made me think of too.
I love it.
So,
I love those. I'm
Me
so
too.
happy that you chose those blues because those are my favorites.
yes, I'm excited to do it. It'll be really pretty. I'm almost done with the first section of the white, and then I'll be adding my turquoise Tropical Waters colorway. So, and I'm knitting mine. Sarah's pattern calls for 7s, or 5s, excuse me. But I knit way tighter than she does, so I'm using a size 7. I'm
It's
getting
hysterical. This same gauge
the
is...
exact same gauge.
That's so funny to me.
I knit. It's so funny though, because I don't knit tight enough that you can't, like, move my stitches around. Like, it's not, if someone else picks up my knitting and starts to knit with it, it's not uncomfortable for them. Like, they're not so tight on the needles that you can't move them. But they are way tighter than yours.
Everybody's stitches are tighter than mine, though. Like, even when I,
But the funny thing is it doesn't look that way. Like, when you look at your stuff, it doesn't look like your stitches are loose.
no, because I'm consistent.
Yeah.
They're consistently loose. So I guess it's a good thing to be, right? At least I'm consistent.
Yes.
So I guess that's a really good notation. Like, check the gauge on my patterns. I always put my gauge, like how I obtained my gauge, but you may not obtain that same gauge. And it's the same with all patterns. Like, you shouldn't just pick up a pattern and grab that needle that they used and go to town. Like, you should always do a gauge swatch because
Gauge swatch does matter.
it does matter. It's really important. Working fibers. Still working on working fibers. Okay,
Yes.
what else do I have? That's what I'm supposed to be pulling out.
It's your other projects.
All of those other projects that I'm supposed to be pulling out. And I don't even know what they are. So you should go next while I'm hunting.
The next one I'm working on. So this is the sweater that Sarah and I said we were going to do.
Oh, good
it's
idea.
called the Myrna, and it's by Andy Sutherland. That's what it looks like.
It's super cute.
It's really cute. And I am using Madeline Tosh Vintage. It's worsted weight, 200 yards per skein, and mine is the esoteric esoteric colorway is what we decided. And it is this absolutely beautiful, like, tealy turquoise.
Oh my gosh, no, pull your stuff out. Now this is really kind of funny. Look at the bag.
Oh, it matches our lip syncing ladybugs.
That's hysterical.
So we didn't really spend a whole lot of time. So lip syncing ladybug, she specially made these for us. We picked out this fabric because we fell in love with it, and you're right, it totally does. They match our bags.
They totally do.
That's funny.
I'm the little bridge, and you're the water.
I am. That's funny.
That's hysterical.
But I got cast on and did just a few rows last night. It has this really fun little eyelet thing at the very top of the neck.
Cute.
Sarah and I, after reading the pattern, have decided that we are probably not going to put the little keyhole in the back of the sweater.
Not because it's not cute.
It is cute. I personally, aesthetically, don't think I would wear it as much. I almost knocked over my cup. I just don't know that I want a hole in the back of my sweater. It's super cute on her, and it looks great with her little outfit, but I don't know. And construction-wise, I think not doing it, this sweater will be faster.
Yeah, because you have to put things on hold, and then, bind off for the little thing, and then increase, and then put things on hold again, and then do the same thing to the other side, and then you have to join it, and super cute, but I don't know if I have the patience for it right now.
So, I'm not doing that, but I got cast on like I said I would, so it's there.
I tried, but no needle.
But you guys, mostly, it's just that if I don't get cast onto things before she does, I will never get them done in the same time frame that she does. She's way faster than me. So.
Hi, London.
Okay, did you find your next one?
Oh, I didn't keep looking. I just started putting things on. Oh my gosh. Fred, you guys, I'm terrible. I'm not with it this morning. Obviously, you can just tell I just want to sit here and knit and yak at you. That's where my brain really is at. No, I don't know what else I'm having. I'm just going to show you this because this is what I pulled out next, and that's how it's going to go. Okay, so we talked about Lydia's tubularity, and I'm casting mine on today, so I'll just show you my colors. So I'm using this color. This is Zest. I don't know all of these names. I just know some because I've obsessed over them for way too long, so I'm really excited about using them. So Zest from Hazelnuts. And then I'm using this one, and I think it's Nickel from Hazelnuts. So, Nickel. Then this purple. And you kind of can't see this. Oh, maybe you can. Like, there's like these pinks that come through it. So there's that. And then this is from Three Irish Girls, and this is the Flora Bunda. So this is kind of like my skein that pulls them all together, okay? Because you can see the orange and that purple kind of popping through. So here is my blue. So, I know, you kind of just want to eat them all, right? I really do. This one's a pink. I don't know what the name of this is. It is not red. This is like pink, but it looks red. Those are my colors.
I'm obsessed with this right
Me too.
here.
It's
and
my
this thing.
I know. Those are my favorites.
This is going to be fun.
I'm going to
you're going to do 3, that one, and then 3 more?
Yeah, so I'm going to do, these will be the last ones that I do. I kind of have it, I had it put in my bag in my order because I sat there forever like trying to figure out what way I wanted to do it. So today I'm working on this color. This is the color it's going to be.
So I cast onto my second weekender bag.
Oh, I like it.
Got the bottom done, and I've picked up the stitches, and I'm now working up. So, and I'm calling this my graffiti weekender, or my graffiti weekend, because it totally looks like graffiti.
It does look like graffiti.
So, and this is out of the Noro, and the pattern is actually called the Weekender Bag, and it's by Hillary Hunt, and it's a free Yes, it's a free pattern. It's so easy, you guys. This bag is like, yeah, easy. And giant needles.
See,
I'm
that's
using
the
like
part.
11. No, they're bigger than 11s. They're 13s. These are 13s.
I don't know that I could use them. I think my hand might cramp up.
See, and I'm really loving these colors, but they are so Emma.
They are Emma.
That
They're big time Emma.
She may get this for Christmas or her birthday.
Oh, that would be cute.
It is very much my daughter. So,
yeah,
there's
very
that.
Emma.
And then, last but not least, which you guys have seen before, so it's really nothing new, is my Anadera, which I was on a roll, you guys. I was just scooting right along, and then realized that the third variegated section was about 8 rows smaller than it was supposed to be. And Sarah said, oh, it's okay, just keep going, it won't really matter. So I was like, all right, I'm going to keep going. Well, then as I'm looking at it, I'm realizing that the last 4 little sections are off by 1 stitch. I'm like, what is going on?
You didn't just keep going with the pattern with the new color.
No, so okay, I had done this, and I had done this, and I had already picked up and done the little yarn over section with the new color when you said this was too small. So it's like, okay, well, whatever. But then I'm noticing, and I'm like, the stitches are off. Like, they're off by a stitch, and it's just these last couple of things. And I'm like, what is going on? Well, when we were at the park the other night, I was doing the yarn over row. I forgot a yarn over, which, of course, would put it off by one stitch. But I didn't notice that until I was at home the next day knitting in the light, and I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. So then I was like, okay, it's just 3 of them, whatever. So I corrected it and had started, so it was only like 2 stitches that were off for 3 little things. I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to keep going. But then I noticed that I'd forgotten a yarn over on this side too, so now I was off yet again. I was like, done. I am putting in a lifeline. I am ripping it back. So I put in a lifeline. I did the extra 8 rows in here. I fixed this. I'm all good to go now. So basically, everything I had done, I ripped back out and had to start over. So I am now back onto the last section of the variegated, and I have to just do that, and then
I would be so angry. I think I would have been swearing.
I was a little upset because I really wanted to have that done before we podcasted today. So that was my own fault.
Minor details.
Right. Row count, stitch count. Minor things. You don't really need those, right? So, now we are back on track, and I will hopefully have it before we podcast again. So we shall see.
What is that? That is a huge knot.
It is a knot. That's no fun.
That's terrible. Oh, it's not. It's just twisted.
Sarah's going to cry for a minute.
I was.
Okay.
Okay, so you brought stuff from your package. Do you want to show that now?
I did. I only brought one thing because it's kind of my enabling.
Okay, so let's do enabling now.
Yeah. So my wonderful swap partner, Stacy, sent me this absolutely gorgeous, like, perfectly me skein of Madeline-Tosh. Which, Stacy, I can't believe that you bought Madeline-Tosh yarn for me when you don't even have some and don't have it to knit with. That is amazing to me. I love you. You're just such a sweetheart. And I'm sure you guys have all seen the little pictures. I didn't bring them down here, of the 3 little bears. They are seriously the cutest things I have ever seen. And they actually have little felt paw prints on their feet. They are so stinking cute. It was really hard for me to give them to my children.
That's awesome.
And they were meant for my kids because they're all different sizes, but it was really hard for me to give them to them. But anyway, back to my yarn. It's Tosh Sock, and it is, the colorway is called Grenadine, and it is these beautiful purples and grays.
It's everything you're wearing.
I know,
today.
It does match what I'm wearing. So, very much me. It needs to be something, like, right away.
That you're going to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like, not that you're going to give away, but, like, that you're going to wear.
Totally, and I will wear it all the time.
Yeah.
Because it is absolutely me colors.
Totally is.
I love it. And while we're on the enabling, Sarah and I are partnering with the Artsy Knitter for a knit-along that she is doing. So The knit
So
along
excited.
is called Fairy Tales Forever, and it's a craft along knit along, so there are a couple of options. It goes from August 8th to October 8th. And you can do a few things. So you can create a fairy/gnome garden box, which she has put a bunch of ideas for on Instagram and also in her group on Ravelry. You can knit or crochet a, let me read it, hold on. So it says, build a fairy garden box planter, knit, crochet, needle, felt, sculpt, or form a garden or garden element, like a fairy house or swing. Knit a fairy castle or crochet a toadstool. Knit anything from Harry Potter patterns or Narnia, or anything magical like dragons. You can spin fiber from Lost Birds with her generous discount code. Or you can knit anything from Tiny Owl Knits, as she has graciously given discounts for her patterns. You can knit or crochet Christmas ornaments like fairies or stars or angels. You can knit a stuffy such as the Miss Bakery Bear, Sally the Eco Fairy, A Voodoo You Love Me. So basically anything that has a fairy tale, magical, whimsical theme goes in there. But if you are a member of her group, you can be entered to win prizes. Some of the prizes are, there's going to be a free pattern of your choice from the wonderful Stephanie Josten of Tiny Owl Knits. There's going to be opal yarn. And then Sarah and I are offering a 15% discount to anyone using the yarn to participate. And then we are also giving away yarn as well. So head on over to the Artsy Knitter podcast group on Ravelry and join in that. The cool thing is that for any of you who are doing the Harry Potter knit along with us, some of the challenges would fit this realm.
Yeah.
So Sarah and I are both doing it. I'm excited. I've already picked out patterns, I think. And I'm going to make a little fairy planter box for the kids. So.
Yeah. I haven't picked out patterns. I've perused patterns. There has been no picking yet. And I did find this cute little fairy house that's felted that I'm pretty confident I'm going to make. And it's like supposed to be for your Kleenex box, but
Cute.
it's actually a Tiny Owl Knits pattern. And it's
Because
so
we
cute.
love her.
So I think that's going to be one of my things.
I have the
it.
thing open, so I'll show you guys what I think I might be making. So I think these they're called gnome babies. I think they are like the cutest things. I might be making one of those for each of my children. And then I found this little sweater thing that I might make for Emma.
It's super cute. I looked at that.
Because it reminds me of her. And she's always asking me for these little shorty sweaters. It's called Fairy Tale Shrug, and it's by Gabby Boland. And it's just this little shrug. So I might make that. So, but yes, so hop on over there, join her group, join the knit along. You do have to be a member of the group to win prizes.
Yep.
So, and all of the discount information will be on the group page, guys. She does have the discount codes and stuff up already. So.
Yep.
So knit, fairy stuff. Fairy tale things.
Okay, so I have just one enabling, and it's because one of my fiber packages came. This is from Yarn Love. It's the club. Salt and pepper, 80% merino, 20% silk, and it's called Blueberry Popsicle.
I love that.
I love it too. Like, really love it. So, this is the Smitten Yarn Club with Audrey. If you guys are looking for a fun one, she only does Yarn Love fiber. But Audrey's super sweet and cute. And I don't know if there's openings, but they come and go. I'm just in like the you just get something every month. Like, I just am on the automatic, like, pay every month kind of thing. But, I love it.
Cool.
Yeah. Speaking of fun little knit-alongs, so I threw up that August BFF, like, August is Friendship Month or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The first, I think it was the first Sunday.
Yes.
In August. And so, we thought it would be kind of fun to just support that a little bit, because we all have our best friends out there, and so we extended it through October, and we were talking that might also be able to fit into a Harry Potter-esque kind of thing, so think about that. But I picked up some prizes, which are really fun. I didn't bring them to show you, but I'm going to tell you about them, because I'm going to post pictures later, probably this weekend, when I get around to it. And they're little 2-packs of best friend bracelets, and they're super cute. So Vanessa and I were walking around the mall, and we found them, and they just came in these little packages, and it was a 2-pack. So she had asked, she's like, Mom, can I get some for my friend Jillian? And of course I was like, well, sure. They were super cute, and so she did. And then I went home, and I was like, that would have been perfect for us. So I went back and I grabbed 2, so we can have 2 prize winners that can then gift their friend a cute little friendship bracelet. So nothing huge, but just fun.
Just fun stuff.
So
sometimes the fun little random things are good too, though.
I love it. It's just, yeah, it's
cute.
just fun. So that's going on. Spinzilla's going on. Registration has started. So for spinners, if you are interested in joining a team, I'm the captain of the A Grand Yarn team. And it's just fun. Their space is limited. It's only 25 people that can be part of a team. And registration is open until September, I think, 22nd. Check the dates. I have it listed on the thread. And it's $10 to register, and it's just fun. Like, there's going to be fun prizes and drawings, and, you know, the whole goal is to spin as much as your team can spin, but it's fun. Like, the ultimate first goal is just have fun. It's not supposed to be, like, mean or, just, you know, too crazy or whatever. It's just to have fun. And so, yeah, go check out that thread that we have up there, and see if that's something that you want to do, and I have links, so I'm excited.
Oh, no. Molly of the Homespun House podcast is doing a classic knits knit-along with Kristen. Is her name Kristen of Woolen Vines?
Yarngasm.
Yes.
Isn't she doing something with... That is Woolen Vines. She has the Yarngasm podcast. There we go.
So they are doing a classic knit. So there's in the Homespun House group on Ravelry, you can find a list of all of the patterns that are considered a classic knit. Basically, it's just a pattern that a lot of people have done. And you have through the end of August, correct? Or is it through September?
I don't know. I don't know the dates.
I don't remember, guys. I can find out. I'll put it in the show notes. But
I have to go check, because I don't know if the Hitchhiker is on that list.
I think it is.
I thought it was, but I don't know for sure. Thought I saw it, but I don't know. And I don't know which group I saw it in. But if it is, I am casting on with my copper patina colorway from Spun Right Round, and I'm so excited.
Yes,
like,
that'd be pretty.
That's my goal.
Very cool.
I've been wanting to knit one of those forever, in 5 years.
So, very cool. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff on the list that I've wanted to knit, so I'm going to have to look and see what I can make work. Because I'm not technically supposed to have cast on anything yet, because I wasn't supposed to until August 15th.
Because you're whipping
But
your
I'm
whippies.
whipping the whippies. I whipped one, and it was a big one, so I figured that was prize, right? Actually, I whipped 2, technically, because I did the towel earlier.
I think you've done good.
The other 2 haven't gotten done yet, but we'll see. So, the socks are not going to be done, because holy cannolis, you guys. I haven't shown them to you in a long time, but I'm knitting the knee-high socks for my daughter. well, I asked her the other day, so I'm like, so hey, when you wear knee socks, do you like them to come below your knee or above your knee? She's like, oh, I like them above my knee. I'm like, oh, okay. So I measured her leg. It's 15 inches from the heel to her knee, you guys. 15 inches on size 2 needles with fingering weight. It's going to take me forever. That is a long sock. It's a very long sock.
Oh, I think that's fantastic.
So, those will probably not get done between now and August 15th.
Birthday.
Probably not going to happen. Well, they were supposed to be for Christmas, so I've got until December, so we'll see.
They'll just be,
We shall see.
a December thing. And even if they only get done minutes before, we've had those times.
We have. We have indeed.
Oh,
So,
that's funny.
yeah, I was just like, when I measured, I'm like, of course it has to be like some high number. Of course it does. Couldn't be like 10. No, it's
But
15.
she's going to be so excited when she's older and she has, long legs and
Yes.
everything.
My oldest daughter is very tall, and she is a lot of leg.
She is.
She's got some long legs.
She's taller than Vanessa
Yes.
already. It's crazy.
So, but, okay. I don't really have, there's not a ton of stuff that's happened in my week. I do have one exciting thing, but
Well, we had another storm
we did.
since the last time we podcasted.
We did. Not as bad this time.
Whitworth is destroyed.
Yeah.
There are like 30 trees uprooted on buildings. The tree fell on the back of the church. They've been having to hold their services outside.
Just been sad. Whitworth is a college here. Guys.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess we
It's
shouldn't-
Whitworth
University.
Yeah. It's a private.
Yeah, it's a private college here in Spokane.
Beautiful campus. I grew up across the street. We owned a duplex across the street for 22 years, and sold it. And 2 of the huge pine trees fell over there too. So none hit the duplex. So I was like, oh my gosh. But here's what I did learn about all of these storms and trees being uprooted. And I really should just drive by and take some pictures so some of you guys can see. And I'm sure some of you have seen them on the news. But pine trees around here, especially in communities like in your yards or in parks, things like that, where there are sprinklers, the trees don't have to, the roots don't have to grow deep. So if you know anything about planting trees, you have to plant your trees at the end of the summer or in fall. And the reason being is so that way the roots grow really deep into the ground to get the water, and that helps them stay safe. I mean, that keeps them grounded. When you choose to plant your trees in the beginning of summer, there's going to be a lot of watering happening, and the roots don't have to go as deep to get water. And so they don't, and they stay closer to the surface of the ground. Well, the same goes with trees that are planted around neighborhoods or anything like that. So you're constantly watering your lawn. There's no need for those trees to have their roots as deep. So on mountains, pine trees will probably not just fall over in huge windstorms like this nearly as much, and you won't see them uprooted as drastically as you would in neighborhoods around here. But because we water our lawns, the trees don't have to have roots that are there, so they just,
instantly fall down.
we had, less than 80-mile-an-hour winds, and they're just toppling over like crazy because there's nothing to keep them there. Their roots aren't deep enough to hold them. So whether you needed that little tidbit or not, you now have it.
You got it.
So that's kind of the gist of what happened. My dad, I feel kind of bad because, so the first bout, he got a tree on the living room roof, and the second bout, he got one that fell over on the garage, but luckily there was no damage to that one. So they were able to remove it and no damage. So yay! He was really excited.
Your poor dad, though.
It was just like the areas. There were like specific little areas that just got hit really bad, and other ones that were completely untouched. It's just weird how it happened, but so that was the next big. And there was a lot of fires this time too. There were fires in my neighborhood. My neighborhood was being evacuated. It was really weird. I had called Lydia. I'm like, if you see on the news that my neighborhood's being evacuated, don't worry, it's not me. It's just like 2 blocks down because there's
It's just 2 blocks.
Fire.
It's all right.
And there's like power lines, and they're worried about people getting electrocuted in like this certain.
But no big deal, guys.
But no big deal.
She keeps sending me these videos. She calls me. She's like, I seriously feel like I'm in the day after tomorrow video. And she sends me these videos. She's standing on the porch, and there are like golf ball size hail
Just falling
hitting on her porch, and the rain is like going sideways, and the trees are like
or swaying. I mean, it was insane.
Cow.
It was totally insane.
I don't get as bad weather as she gets because she's down in the valley, so hers is worse.
It's nuts. It's totally nuts. We did, and it lasted for all of maybe, 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
And it was, like, nuts, the destruction that happened. Now, our neighbors in their cul-de-sac, like, I was a little worried about them because they had just gotten hit and their roof was taken, and the roofers had just left that morning. And then we got hit with another storm. Like, they had just had their brand new roof put up. Luckily, nothing happened. They were fine. Their roof is still fine. But I thought, oh my gosh, wouldn't that just be terrible? Like, you just have it fixed and repaired, and then you get hit again. I would have cried.
Me too.
So, that was our biggest event, I guess, would be the second storm.
Yeah. For me, my cousin Jackie was here. She came on Sunday, and she was here till Tuesday, which was nice. It was just a short little visit, but she got to hang out for a little bit, which was good. The kids got to play, which was nice, because her son and my daughter get along really well. Her oldest son. And they haven't been able to see each other for a while, so that was good. And then I've been dyeing tons and tons of Harry Potter yarn for you guys.
Yes, we have. Ravenclaw prefect kits are done. Yay!
And I only have 5 colorways left of the colorways that we're bringing back from last year, so most of those are done. So,
yeah.
I will be dyeing more today, I'm sure.
My dyeing schedules are on Mondays right now, this week, and it's just insane. Like, my Mondays are kind of crazy. You kind of don't see me on Mondays, because that's all I've been doing, is dyeing fiber or dyeing yarn. It's been a little bit of nut, so
I've been doing it pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, you're just every day.
There's a lot of yarn.
Yeah, I only get to do Mondays. Mondays is my only free day at the moment. We have a soccer tournament this weekend, so that'll be fun. We actually have a lot of plans this weekend. So, Vanessa, I have tomorrow off. This is my Friday. I'm so excited. I have tomorrow off, and so Vanessa has a soccer game for the tournament tomorrow, and then she has a couple on Saturday, and then there's a few on Sunday morning. And then after that, we are taking off because a friend of mine from high school is in town, Wendy, and we are heading to the lake. Her family owns a lake cabin at Lynn Lake, and so a bunch of us old drill team dance girls from back in the day, we're going to go spend the afternoon at the lake. Granted, all the other girls are going to get there early, so I'm going to be late, because it just depends on when the last soccer game is. But I'm pretty excited to see them. I haven't seen some of them in a while, and the last time Wendy got in town, I wasn't able to see her. So, and we try and do that on a yearly basis. We all get together, and it's kind of fun, because we were on drill team, or captains of drill team, or whatever. And drill team was like a dance team / color guard. So we danced and did, we tossed rifles. That was my favorite part, and flags during football season at halftime. And then we also did basketball season and did state competitions, and it was lots of fun. So I'm excited to do that. So those are our plans. We went school clothes shopping.
We this weekend are busy as well. I will be at a bridal shower Saturday mid-morning, afternoon, and then and then a really good friend couple of Joel and I's are celebrating their 20th wedding anniversary. So Debbie and Sean.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so we are going to their they're actually renewing their vows, which is kind of cool.
That's
and then,
so cool.
Yeah, and then having a party. So we will be doing that Saturday evening. And I think my mother-in-law is maybe going to watch my kids for us, so we don't have to take them, which will be nice. Not that I don't, if we have to take them, that's fine. But it'll just be easier not to.
I'm such a terrible wife. We celebrated our anniversary this past week too. So on the 4th we did. So 7 years married and 13 years together. So that was fun. We didn't do anything special. My husband worked, and I came home and he gave me. I woke up and I had 2 dozen roses and a bottle of wine, and he's like, "I'm so sorry." We've just been like in passing. So anniversaries are fun. We've been talking about doing a renew your vows, and we've already picked out our place, and it's going to be at 10 years. So we've got 3 more years, but the planning is beginning, and I'm pretty excited.
Very cool. See, Joel and I had thought about renewing our vows, but we probably won't for a while. We are going on just a trip, him and me, for our 10th wedding anniversary, so
Fun.
I don't know where yet, though. So
Somewhere hot. Who knows?
maybe. I don't know. I want to go to Europe.
You're thinking big.
I am
thinking
thinking
like,
big.
whoa, you can go to like the coast. I'm the cheapest date
See, and
ever.
I want to take the kids to the coast, because I grew up at the coast, and they've never been there, so I want to do that as a family.
Yeah,
But
you need to do that.
I want to go to Europe. I want my husband to take me, because my husband's been to Europe. He's been to Italy and all those places, and I've never been there. And I want to go. Yeah, he went on a mission trip in high school, and he went to Italy, and
I didn't get to go on that missions trip. I was so bummed out. I could not raise enough money. I was really ticked. My dad, I didn't get to go to the Mexico trip, and I didn't get to go to Italy.
she's not bitter.
I'm not bitter or anything. The Mexico trip happened during, I had some other commitment, and it was a drill team commitment. We were going to state, so it was kind of a big deal. So I wasn't allowed to go to that one. And Italy, I just didn't get to raise enough money, and that made me really mad. Really mad.
That's funny.
Because I'm Italian, and I have family in Italy. And this is the second time I've missed out on an Italy trip. I missed out on the reunion to Italy, too.
See, and I've never done any of that stuff. Like, the very first time, so I've been to California, I've been to Oregon, I was born in Oregon, been to Idaho, been to Montana, that kind of stuff. But the very first time I was really anywhere other than this side of the world was on my honeymoon, when my husband and I went to Florida to go to Disney World. That was it. Like, I've never been anywhere. So, I will. I will be going to Europe at some point. Whether he takes me there for our 10th wedding anniversary, or if I just go by myself.
Or your 20th, or whatever.
I
At
am
some
going.
point before you die, you will be going to
I am
Europe.
going. Yes. I am going.
That would be so cool.
Yes.
I love it. We should do trivia.
We should.
We have a few more minutes left. We should do trivia.
We should. Really quick, we do have a few of the mystery prefect kits left in the shop. So if anyone is still interested in purchasing one of those, there are a few of those left.
Oh, yeah.
Those are so just wanted to do that really quick.
Okay. Oh, okay. This one's fun. What have you discovered about yourself through knitting? You answer first. I am so terrible. I don't ever answer first.
Okay. Truly, like, the biggest thing I've discovered about myself is that when I first started knitting, it was all, like, I was a project knitter, truly. Like, I just wanted to have things done. I wanted things to be finished. Now, I truly enjoy the process of it more. Like, I would never cast on something new until I had something finished before. Like, it drove me crazy. Like, I had to have what I was working on done. Now, I love casting on new things. I love playing with new yarns, new colorways, new patterns. And I really enjoy just doing it. Like, I love just having the project in my hands, whether it takes me forever to finish it or not. I really just enjoy that. And my husband was actually making a comment the other night. It was funny. I was sitting there knitting, and he kind of looked over at me, and he's like, I enjoy you knitting now. I'm like, you didn't enjoy me knitting before? And he's like, you used to swear a lot and throw things. He's like, you don't do that anymore. You really do look relaxed now.
That's funny.
So, I guess now that I'm more comfortable as a knitter, like, mistakes don't bother me. Like, oh, we'll just rip it back. We'll just fix it, whatever. I like the process of getting to the finished object. And I've also discovered that I am truly a yarn snob. I really, really am. And it's all Sarah's fault.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. When she's like, yeah, you can knit with that. I wouldn't because it's crap, but you can.
I don't say that. No. Okay. Well, maybe I might have in different words though. Oh, that's really sad. That's really funny. Okay, I have to read the question again. I don't know.
What have you learned about
yourself?
yourself?
What have I discovered about myself through my knitting? I am much more patient in real life than I am with my knitting. I feel like I'm patient with my knitting to an extent. Like, I'm patient with the way I form stitches. I'm patient with that kind of things. But when things are on my needles for more than 2 weeks, I would say more than a week, but there are some things that I know, like, will just take longer. I get really frustrated. In normal day-to-day activities, I feel like I'm quite a patient person. I do. I don't know if that's necessarily true about me, but I feel like I am. And so my knitting, I'm less patient with the amount of time that I allot myself to have things done. I started out as a very impatient knitter, and so it was about the product, and it was weird. Like, I felt like when I first started knitting, I felt like if I couldn't accomplish something in a timely manner, then I was not an efficient or a good knitter. I felt like I wasn't as good of a knitter. Even though that's not the case. Like, speed has nothing to do with it. It's not a race. If you think you're racing someone, then you're crazy. It's like a one-man band. So yeah, I guess I've learned that about myself, that I'm much more patient in life than I am with my own knitting. I'm also a yarn snob, but I didn't always start out that way. Like, the very first couple projects that I ever knit were out of Red Heart, and I remember going to, I think we all have that story, it's kind of funny, I remember going to a knitting group and knitting with my Red Heart and being like, well, I don't want to use really good yarn until I'm sure that I like this pattern and that I'll like the outcome. And one lady was like, why in the world would you do that? Like, you're going to go through and knit something that you hate, knit with something that you hate in order to allow yourself to knit with something that you enjoy. Why would you not just knit with something that you enjoy from the beginning? And I was like, that's a really good point. Like, why am I doing that?
Totally.
And so from that point on, I feel like that might have been the beginning of my allowing myself to be snobby about the yarn choices the things that I like to knit.
See, for me, I've also learned too, like, and Sarah's a big part of this, like, I've learned that for me, even if the pattern seems intimidating, I work best if I just jump in with both feet, like, if I just do it.
You have to.
And that was totally what she did when she taught me how to knit, because she's like, I don't want you to do a scarf, she's like, because you're going to get bored, so we're going to do a hat. And I knit the hat, and it took me a while, and the first one looked pretty bad. Then I knit the same exact hat for my friend, and it looked great. And then she's like, okay, we're moving on. So then she makes me knit the sleuthing hoodie. Oh my gosh. It's a sweater, you guys. It's a sweater. I made it for my son, who was teeny tiny at the time, but it had a pocket, sleeves, a hood that you had to Kitchener. Like,
provisional cast on.
Yeah. Like, the whole thing. She's like, you'll be fine. I'm like, what do you mean I'll be fine? And I did, and it fit, and he wore it, and it was fine. And now, and I have never looked back. So, yeah, just... I've learned that even if I'm intimidated, just do it. Just jump in with both feet.
Just go one row at a time. But you know what? It's funny because that's totally how that's how I live my life as well, though. Like, one day at a time for the most part. it's like, okay, I just have to do this and I have to do that. And so I think I do apply my lifestyle, I think, to my knitting as well.
Yeah.
I knit a lot of things. I have a lot of things going at once. I have a lot of things going on in my life at once. My tastes change. Just like my taste for my wine changes with the season. I enjoy white wine in the summer and I enjoy red wine in the fall. My knitting is the same way. So I think I've learned that, yeah. And you know what else I've learned about myself, and I'm sure most knitters would say this, I allow myself to be me with my knitting. For a long time, I think, like, as we, especially, I could be going off on a total tangent, like, I might be on a limb, but I think women like, okay, Colby Kaye, or Kaye, or whatever. Calais wrote a new song, and it's on a commercial, and
I love that.
I love that song. And she talks about, like, you know, you do all of these things, and you put on these masks, and you get dressed up, and, you know, do you really like who you are? Are you doing these things because you want to do them, or are you doing them because somebody else wants you to do them? And as I've gotten older, and even with my knitting, like, I choose things that I like. It's not because somebody else is, like, likes it, and so I want to be the in crowd and do it. I allow myself to be 100% completely me, whether it's my color choices, my pattern choices. So I think my knitting has allowed me to be more comfortable with who I am in a weird way. I'm okay with knitting in public, even when people go, "What are you doing?" Or,
"Are we boring you?"
Yeah, you know, and it's like, I'm totally comfortable with who I am. Like, I figure, like, if you're gonna be somebody, you should just rock it. Like,
totally.
You know, don't be shy, don't feel uncomfortable.
Yep.
Just rock who you are. And so I think that I've learned how to do that more with my knitting. Just being comfortable with who I am and who my choices, and not letting other people make other decisions for me. Weird tangent, off on a limb, but I think it applies.
It does. I agree. So I would say I've done the same thing. All right, guys. Until next time. Have a good week. Happy knitting.
Bye-bye.
Bye.